Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my overview of a very crazy book called JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Now, I I'm not even going to even be able to do this thing any kind of justice. So, if you have read JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, just understand that I know that I'm missing out on a lot of things, but I only have, I want to keep this like close to 10 minutes, and it's not possible with JoJo's. Basically, um, when Viz Comics licensed JoJo's, they're putting this under their Shonen Jump Advance story, or line, which is basically geared more towards adults or more mature audiences, because this ain't no Naruto. Um, it's a very, very long and complex story that takes place over generations. Um, just to give you the 30-second nutshell of what's going on, you have a guy named Dio, and he's like the best way to explain him is imagine an energy vampire type thing. And he's been just pestering the lives of the Jotaro family. And he's basically killing them and using their ancestors' bodies um, to keep living. And eventually, the life of, I think it was the daughter of the current Joestar, he needs to kill Dio so this way he can find a cure for his daughter's sickness. Um, in this one, you also get Jotaro, and Jotaro is one badass, I'll say right off the bat. And so basically, it's their quest to find Dio. Now, JoJo's is very unusual in terms of art style and abilities. You know, like as you can see just on the covers, these guys they're not normal draw. It's not normal manga style, and if you look at the poses, the way they stand, it's a lot different than what you normally would expect. Now, JoJo's takes place not only over time, but in this storyline, it takes place over continents because basically they're trying to find Dio, and it's basically we need to go to this place, this then to get a clue, then we go to that next one to get another clue, and a lot of this takes place throughout the Middle East, like Egypt and places like that. As you can see, the art's really different, and their abilities are different. Like um, when like the Jotaro, his family, and the companions that they bring along the way, they're basically called stand users, and the stands have evolved over time, and this is what it basically is now, where they can have like a psychic image or impression or something like that that comes out of them, and that person does the attack. Like for example, Jotaro has the star Platinum, and he moves incredibly fast. Ponolith, it's like kind of like a French guy, and he has a knight that comes out of him, and he has got a sword, and he knows fencing. Um, there's Abdul, he is I think the fire magician, and he has like a firebird that comes out of him. And Kakuen, he has the emerald, and the father Joestar, he's got like a plant, like vines and stuff. I'm not gonna ruin what Dio has, but nobody knows what Dio's ability is. But I can tell you from watching the anime, it's an amazing power, and I'm like amazed that they're able to fight him against that power. Now, along the way, they meet very unusual characters. There's like a guy who's got a gun. There's another one who basically plays a game of cards or he gambles with your soul. I mean, there's all sorts of really weird and unusual things that happen, and hence the name Bizarre Adventures. There's a lot of graphic violence, like as you can see here, somebody's getting punched repeatedly over and over again in the face, and his face is getting deformed. There's a lot of blood. There's insane fighting, but it's not traditional fighting like you would get with Naruto or Bleach or something like that, because these are stands that are fighting. And while a lot of the fighting maybe it takes several pages. If you think about how fast it's actually happening, it's really happening very quickly. Where the wrong move, they basically die. One thing that's very unique about the stands is that only a stand user can see a stand. Nobody else sees it. So, like for an example, let's say Jotaro takes his Star Platinum, and the Star Platinum punches a wall, and the wall breaks. Only thing people would see is just the wall breaking, and they don't know why it broke. One thing I can tell you is most likely, I don't know how far Viz licensed, but this Dio storyline, it doesn't end there. It's still going in Japan, and it's basically newer generations of Jotaro's family involved and stuff like that. If you look around online, you'll see action figures of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Do not judge the book by the poses that they're in. The poses are very unique, and I guess you can say stylized, but they don't always look very cool, like a Naruto or Goku or somebody like that. But if you're looking for an action series that's a lot different, it's more mature, there's a lot of depth, insane abilities that just don't make sense, that defy any type of logic, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures is it. It's one of my books that I actually look forward to reading every time an issue comes out because it's so crazy. And now there is an anime that's out, but the anime just kind of touches over part of the series. The manga fills in all the details in between. Because it's the manga, the animes basically go point A, point B, point C, and then we get to the end. This actually gives you the filler in between the different points. Probably one of my most favorite characters out of JoJo's is a dog named Iggy. Iggy's a stand user also, and the one way that they can get Iggy to do what they want him to do is they give him coffee gum. And he's like I said, he's just my favorite character because he doesn't put up with crap. And he even has his own story that happens, or chapter, where he actually has to fight on his own, and he actually does a pretty good job, even though he gets jacked up pretty good. Overall, like I said, I really enjoy it. I would recommend it, but it's going to be a recommendation that what I would do is just put aside the art style. I understand this could be a very polarizing art style because it is a little bit older of a series, but what I can say is it's an insane ride. And also, in case you didn't know, a lot of the stands are based on tarot cards because there's the Emperor, like I said, Star Platinum. There's all sorts of different things like that. So the tarot card is a clue to what their ability basically is. I would highly recommend. I don't want to say highly recommend because, like I said, while the story is good, the art is it takes something getting used to. So that's basically my review. I think there's 15 volumes out right now, and they're getting close to getting into Dio. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it on the side. If you are reading JoJo's, who's your favorite character? Like I said, my favorite's Iggy, because Iggy just rocks. I would buy an action figure of Iggy, if I could. Subscribe to the channel. I'll have more reviews. I'll have more manga reviews up, and comic reviews on Fridays, since my books don't come into the store until Friday. So, until next time.